in Pittston. And definitely a way to start the morning and continue on into the evening as meteorologist in Sensei, Jeremy Lewan, is stretching out in the backyard.
Into my tree post. It's a zen day, Jack, with beautiful sunshine and much warmer temperatures than yesterday. And I heard you talk about earlier in the show that meteor that hit part of the Northeast that caused the sonic boom up near Boston. Did you know meteorites actually make it to the ground? They're meteors when they're in the atmosphere, but they're meteorites if they hit the ground. 17 of them on average fall every single day, but a lot of the time they just fall in the ocean and fall in places that are unpopulated, and they're a lot of the time much smaller too. So that's why we didn't really recognize that it happens all that often, but when it happens in a very populated area, you hear it. And there's actually a search for meteorites called ANSMET, the Antarctic search for meteorites, because in Antarctica it's very, very white, and you're able to see those meteorites where they hit on the surface. And one day I hope to do that. So I just wanted to give you a little lesson on science. Now, I was doing my yoga here in the backyard, feeling the zen next to the garden. I'm going to show you a scene of serenity. This is just a gorgeous photo that was sent in from Robin and her husband Warren. Thank you so much to both of them for getting up early and capturing this view in Homehurst Township in Lackawanna County. I love this picture of sunrise. And here's a view right along the lake at Lackawanna State Park. This was taken by Gloria, and she didn't just capture the sunrise, she also captured some Dutch irises here in the foreground. Beautiful picture, Gloria. Thank you for sending this in. And you braved the cold this morning. We were down in the 30s here in Scranton. Same for Wellsboro. Mount Pocono was near the freezing mark this morning. The only spot, I was talking to Anthony earlier because he worked the morning show for Allie this morning. He told me that the only place that got below the freezing mark was Lopez, got down to 30 there. Otherwise, everybody else was in the 30s, except for Williamsport in the 40s. Bottomed out at 42. Didn't break any records. We came close, 2 degrees of the record in Scranton and within 5 degrees of the record in Mount Pocono. So it was a chilly one. On average, we see our last 30-degree temperature on May 19th in Scranton, May 18th in Williamsport. So we were about 2 weeks later than average of seeing our last 30. I don't see any in our upcoming 7 to 14 day forecast. And May was a pretty chilly month. It's actually the coldest May we've had since 2008. And I counted up the days, I crunched all of the numbers, and we only had 10 days above average throughout the month of May. So we ended off the entire month, highs and lows combined, below average by 2.8 degrees. Winds were a factor yesterday. We had gusts up to 45. Now they're not. It's just a nice light breeze, less than 15 miles per hour sustained everywhere. Temperatures got into the mid to upper 70s. The Poconos reached the upper 60s. We're still in the 70s in Storuca even. 77 for Williamsport, 75 in Selinsgrove. Upper 60s for points east. We're anywhere from 8 to 12 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. Now, tonight's not going to be quite as cold because we have a bit more cloud cover overhead. We'll still probably get into the low 50s, upper 40s, but at least it won't be quite as cold as it was yesterday in the 30s. Overnight tonight, I'm going 51. We'll have a few more clouds than we did last night, and we also have perfect views of that full moon. It's a blue moon because it's the second full moon in a single calendar month. We had one at the beginning of May. We have one to end off May. This is the last day of May. It's not blue. It doesn't look blue. It's just called the blue moon. And that doesn't happen all that frequently where we have two in the same month, on average once every 2 to 3 years. And it's where you get the phrase once in a blue moon. Moonrise tonight is at 9:22. We have clear skies overhead right now. We're under this ridge of high pressure. We have this atmospheric blocking pattern called an omega block, which means we have 2 low pressure systems on either side of the country and a big ridge of high pressure in the middle. But because we're kind of on the cusp, we get a few sprinkle possibilities through the week. So here's our 7-day forecast, just a sprinkle or two tomorrow possible, an isolated shower possible on Tuesday. But for the most part, Jack, we will be under that ridge of high pressure, and that also causes warming as you go throughout the week. We'll be close to 90 degrees by Friday. Next chance for substantial rainfall doesn't come until Saturday and Sunday, and that would bring a bit of a change in temperature too, dropping down into the low 80s from the mid 80s.
Jeremy, you hate to wish the days away, but I'm looking forward to enjoying the week ahead.
Let's just enjoy the zen. Back to the yoga.
Enjoy the zen.
Back to the
Jeremy,
yoga.
we'll catch you later on tonight. Thank you.